Today I want to talk about vaccination. A little bit of my own personal story to start with. As many of you know, I had polio. And the reason that I have polio is because I wasn't vaccinated. The vaccine did exist, but it was in very short supply. And due to a number of circumstances, I missed out. Um, and those around me were vaccinated, my brothers, my cousins of the similar ages, but I wasn't. And some will say that I got polio from my siblings being vaccinated. Not true. I happened to be running a temp when they were doing the vaccinations, and the protocol was at the time that if you were running a temp, they didn't vaccinate you. And some will say that I already had polio, that's why I was running a temp. Again, not true, impossible. Because I got polio 9 months later during polio weather. Polio has been around for a very long time. It's a virus. It's a specific virus that affects the motor neurons, perhaps in some ways relating uh, to the current uh, pandemic going on. The polio epidemics kept getting worse and worse. And when we talk about things like herd immunity had 2,500 years to get rid of polio, and it didn't. In fact, it just kept getting worse. Every year it was worse. When Jonas Salk made the Salk vaccine, and when it was in decent supply, polio was stopped in its tracks almost immediately. And the cases went from many thousands a year to almost none in a very short period of time. Today, when we talk about vaccinations, and people who are opposed to vaccinations have all kinds of excuses. Right now, it's going around that for the COVID, for example, that Bill Gates is going to put a microchip in there to do something. I don't know what. Well, one of my other fields of interest is electronics. If you look behind me, you can see this basic computer junkyard that is my office. And I have a deep understanding of computers and how they function, better than most. And I have a good understanding of electronics and how they're made and how they work. It is not physically possible to make an electronic device of any use at all small enough to fit inside a vaccination needle. It just can't be done. And it's ridiculous to even think that that's possible. It is not. And it isn't being done, and it won't be done. Vaccines in general are safe and effective. In fact, the Salk polio vaccine is more effective at preventing polio than a natural infection like I had. This has been proven over time. Vaccines work. Vaccines are safe and effective. And unless there is an actual medical reason to not vaccinate, you're foolish to not vaccinate your children. And when the COVID vaccine comes out, as I firmly believe it will, and it's proven to be safe, I will be one of the first ready to take it. And I firmly believe that that is our answer to getting back to normal, is a vaccine. And thank you.